he said, howbeit, this kind go out in verse 21, except by fasting and prayer. No, some people thought that it means that you need fasting and prayer to be able to cast out devils. That's not what Jesus was saying. He was saying, this type of mental imagery, this type of theological imbalances, this type that has affected your mindset, do you understand? To a level where you cannot cast out devils, can't go out except fasting and prayer in the place of seeking for revelation. So, in other words, you take out days of fasting and praying with the word of the Lord. And as you are you open the scripture. You just say, today for 3 days I want to study God's word. And as you are studying, you are praying, you are fasting, do you understand? Yes, the light will surge. That was the same thing that happened to God's servant Bishop Oedebo. Yes, he said that night as he was reading, and he screamed in his room. He said, I can never be poor. Yes, sir. And that was the end of poverty. Any man that you see that is doing some certain things, there are revelations that he has found. Yes, hey, things don't just happen in this realm. They happen by revelation, by light. So God has delivered to you all things that pertain to life and godliness. Then how do you access them? Light. You know, I remember, I think it was Daddy Egin or one of those generals. I read one of the books many years ago. Many years ago. And in that book, he was sharing the story of a young lady that was a servant in the house of a particular woman who had no child. So she served the woman for some couple of years, and she was elderly. When she grew old, she thought of her, and this servant, this house help, was not educated. So she couldn't write, she couldn't read. Do you understand? So she could not write, she could not read. So when the woman was of course the woman was big, she had money, she was wealthy. So when she was to die, she willed all her belongings to this servant. Alright? So she handed over the document to her, but since she couldn't read and write, she abandoned the document in her house until several years, more than maybe about 30 years. Now this servant, she was already old too. She had become old, she has grown old. So one day somebody came and she was checking the document and she said, okay, please. And the person said, I just saw something now. He said, what is it? He said, this document, can I go through? I said, what is it? My former boss many years ago, this was the only thing she could hand over to me. She could hand over to me. So she didn't know that lies in that document were treasures that had the capacity to deliver, to change her entire life for life. She was not aware. So she was in poverty for a couple of years, more than 30 years, and being handed over documents that could make her wealthy. Until the person read it and said, Ma, hey, do you know what is in here? Wow. She said, what? Everything that the woman had been willed to you. She busted into tears. That you mean this is what is written? Say yes. She busted into tears. Imagine over 30 years of suffering without knowing. If she had known earlier, if she had known that earlier, if she had had that information earlier, maybe 30-something years ago, how will her life will have become 30-something years after? This is the condition of so many believers. What you are looking for is here. Hey.